Hey.
Okay, now I can see me, but I can't see. So, there you are.
There you are.
Jeez
I see
Louise,
ya.
man. I don't know why it's not working.
Yeah. I love it.
I don't remember why the hell we met.
Welcome to This Commerce Life. This is a podcast aimed at small, medium entrepreneurs focused on commerce. I'm Phil, your host, and Kenny, your co-host, will join us as well. And we're going to talk to you about the world of retail and commerce and how things are changing in the world. Hey.
Hey, man.
How are you?
I'm doing well. I forgot about you. I don't remember the whole day. I'm thinking, okay, I'm home. I'm home around 7.
Yeah.
And I'm walking in the door. Amelia's just walking in.
Yeah.
And we've had a quick bite. And I got podcast. She goes, yeah, it's 8 o'clock. Yeah. Sitting down there.
Yeah.
And something changed on the TV. And, what time does that start? Holy shit, I gotta go.
That's hilarious. It's hilarious.
Yeah.
Man.
What's going
on? What is going on? What is going on? Oh, so your ads are making me happy, and then they're making me pissed off too. Well, no, I ran a I narrowed your grasshopper ad.
Right.
And then I ran a dynamic ad to go with it, so like a responsive ad. So it.
Yeah, you said that. I looked at you. Yeah, okay, whatever.
Yeah. It's kind of like it's a banner that hangs up on anyone who searches your stuff. So the ad that ran before is if they search, they would find. If they search healthier snacks or whatever, or somebody was searching for healthier snacks at some point, the Google ad would show up for them somewhere. In search rankings, all that kind of stuff. The dynamic ad actually hangs around, so it pops up for them later on. So it kind of follows them around. So when you get on Alibaba and you're looking for something to sell, and then the next 8 ads you see are all for that one thing that you were looking for. So I did that to 420 Grasshopper Gourmet. So we got 4,000 impressions, and then you got 31 clicks out of it.
What did that cost me?
No, it was really cheap because I kept the clicks down, so it was $8, I think.
Oh, that's not bad. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I'm laughing. You're saying to go check at it. Go check. Okay. I know Google's never listening to us. Yeah. I appreciate that we are not that big. I get it. But you know what? Get this stupid AdWord Express shit off. Yeah. When I ask for AdWords, I want AdWords.
Yeah, when I said it, don't turn it back to what you think I should have.
Don't tell me what to do.
I
want
told
AdWords.
You what I wanted, and so just give me that. I know.
Piss me off. That you want pissed off? That pissed me off. Seriously though, what the hell? Yep. What? I know what I'm asking for.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Yeah. So you got 4,700 impressions and 31 clicks. So and so
where's my orders?
I don't know. That's the question, right? Is because I don't see that part of it, right? But did you get any?
Trust me, nor do I.
Yeah. Oh, damn it. Damn it.
Yeah, me neither, buddy.
Okay. So I'm getting people, but they're not the right people then.
No, well, listen, but again, it's just going to take a little time.
Yeah.
It's everything you read, everything I've read since, you've been trying to help me, is everything I read. Sorry, I'm doing some margin calculations while we do this.
Yeah.
We'll tell the story in a minute. Oh my God, how people get through life, through business, I don't know. Especially when they're saints and so nice, you're thinking, not really though. There's only so many hours in the day.
It's true.
But what was my thought before that?
Everything you're reading since we started doing this.
Is that you know what? Everybody says the same. You got to just tinker. Yep. You try this, you try that, you move it here, you move it there, all that stuff. So that's fine. I mean, it's just going to take time. I mean, there's not much you can do.
Yeah. No, I'm fine with that. I think more for me is if you're not getting, it's still it's kind of the analytics of it, right? Is look, I'm driving almost 1% now.
Yeah.
We're at 0.7, right? So on my end, I want to be able to tune that so you actually get to 1%.
Right.
Because it means that like something in the wording and stuff like that, it's not driving people quite. You should have 10 more clicks at least, right? To kind of
Right.
even it out. And then it's kind of that like, okay, so if I've got impressions and I've got clicks and you're not converting on the other side, then I just need to figure out like, I guess the thing is like, so I'm attracting people, and then the real question would be like, are they the right people?
Are they the
Right?
right
So
people?
yeah. So I think that's all it is. It's not that you're absolutely right. Like it takes time to get this stuff, right, and then like social media always, no matter whether you're marketing or you're pushing, it takes a while to get it, to get kind of
Everything
the momentum moving, but
Yeah.
you're always testing for, do we have the right, are we attracting the right people, right? Because if I'm bringing people that are like, I didn't want anything granola or whatever, then now you got the wrong people going to your site, right? Which kind of changes
Exactly.
everything. So yeah.
Well, and then it becomes, what's the point? Well, why am I doing this for
Yeah.
that? I mean, it's not.
Yeah.
Yeah. I get it.
Yeah.
I get it.
Yeah.
I get it.
All right. Tell me what's going on with you.
Oh, it's a busy week. This poor lady. So before you call, I know it's, when you just feel like you just just a wonderful person again.
Yeah.
But we're trying to bring. I want to get into too deep because otherwise people put it together, right?
Yeah.
So we're trying to bring this product into distribution.
Okay.
Into the distribution fold.
Okay.
Products being made for 15, 20 years. Great product, really
Okay.
good product. They do a multitude of things.
Yeah. Biggest
challenge they have is capacity. It's all hand done. You can only do, like X amount of cases a day. If the machine's there, they can do tenfold that.
Okay.
And if they can do tenfold, you can open up all the retail you want,
Okay.
food service, et cetera, right?
Okay.
So they want to bring it in.
Yeah.
Finally, it came down to the question, okay, well, what's the cost? Exactly. Crickets. They can, okay, well, we'll just take X amount % off whatever they're selling it for now. Okay, but is that going to help them? Is that going to hinder them? Well, how's this going to play? Nobody knows. I guess it goes back to the manufacturer. Lovely person, just absolutely lovely, right? Phones the other day says, "Listen, can you come in and see me?" I get it. They don't know the cost. They don't know the cost of goods.
So the listeners, you can't see this.
It's
but
hard to do this one because I'm trying to, yeah.
I'm giving Kenny this look because I'm literally like, wait, you just like what just happened there? Like that they don't know cost.
So you manufacture something for 15 years,
yeah, but you don't know what the cost.
And
of
I
good
ask
is.
you point blank, what is the cost of goods of this product?
Yeah.
And the only thing I can get is, well, the raw materials are this.
Oh no.
The packaging is this. They know all the stuff.
They know all
How
the
many hours
componentry.
it takes, how many people,
but they don't know the forest from the trees.
Exactly, but quantify.
Oh no.
So we come out, and we come out. I sit down, literally 3 minutes, like a phone out calculator, and I said, okay.
This is your.
We started adding, and do division. Yeah. And I said, okay, that's your man hours per unit, per unit. And she goes, we're not selling much more than that. I said, I realize that. That's why we're doing this. I said, how are you making this work? I said, I'm baffled. And I said, and you're agreeing sort of with the distributor on taking what you have now, backing out a margin so the distributor can function. But I said, now you're bleeding.
Yeah, because you looked after somebody else, but you didn't look after yourself now. Yeah.
Exactly. So you've completely screwed this model.
Wow.
So I sat there for about 3 hours. Then, spreadsheet, man. I come home, start plopping stuff. But nothing complicated. It's not like I didn't go crazy. Like I just quantified like 4 or 5 things. What does it cost to deliver per bag? Yep. What is overhead? I guess 15%. Who cares?
Yeah.
What is the labor per bag? What is the label, the box, blah, blah, blah. And ran it down and said, okay, this is about what your cost is.
Yeah.
I said probably minus because I've raised things. I've gone conservative.
Mm-hmm.
I said this is what we need to sell it at to the distributor. And walked her, And then in her store, they now can get these prices. So if they were selling something like the widget for $349, they can get $499 now.
Yeah.
But
Wow.
they're getting $499 on their cost. Retail off their, you know what I mean? The margins are huge.
Yeah.
This is the person who hasn't taken a holiday in 15 years.
Wow, that's crazy.
Because they couldn't, if there was no money.
Yeah, because she was costing.
And it's floating, right? It's
she
like
didn't-
doing
yeah.
stuff, but they're not pulling in income. They're just,
Yeah.
they're barely getting through, and you're thinking, wow.
It's kind of
So, and I
not.
probably spent, you know, just in 2 days, not a ton, but probably like 9, and I can't bill her properly either, so it's not,
Yeah.
that's not going to happen. So
Yeah.
now I got to figure out, you know, how
do
much
you-
of a discount am I going to do?
Yeah.
Because I can't do it because I feel guilty, right?
Well, you know her numbers, right? So you know that she hasn't got the cash.
Well, and exactly. I don't want to do
Yeah.
that. That's not the
Yeah.
point, right? I mean, I'm going to have to bill her something because I'm going to be into this probably for about 9 hours. And
Yeah.
all we did, like literally, was 2 SKUs. There's probably another 50 to do. But these are the worst 2 in a way to get moving. And then really we need to go into the whole production and kind of figure out, okay, you know, what is the cost of everything? What how did you get to these numbers? That's more
Yeah.
normal than not, though, and that's the sad part.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, you know, if you're a listener of this show, that's the question of the day. Do you know your cost of goods, right? Like, do you know your cost? Period.
Just
Right?
if you have a product in front of you, sort of even what we did with Kent, right?
Yeah.
You've got the product in front of you. Work in the costs.
Yeah.
And don't tell me you bought it for $3, so that means you can sell it for $4.
Nope.
Great, you bought it for $3. Do you have to do anything to it?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
I mean, they didn't even add transport into their model. And again, if the transport was 1 or 2%, I wouldn't worry about it.
Yeah.
But the transport, because of the way they're priced, the transport's 15 to 20% of the cost in the end.
Wow.
Right? If I take that out, because now I have a distributor.
Yeah.
But what
Yeah.
I was trying to tell the person is, you don't have to give that back to the distributor. They don't know
Yeah.
what that number is.
Yeah.
What we need to do is, what is a fair retail for this product? What does the retailer want to make? What does the distributor need to make? That's our cost to them. Now we need to look at what's the spread between that
Yeah.
and our true cost of goods.
Yeah.
But all of a sudden, you know, they're going from making on this particular product maybe 50 cents a unit to $1.10 with a distributor in the middle.
Ugh.
Right? So think of it,
Wow.
right? I mean, you know,
Yeah.
they're going to make more money at a higher cost, a higher retail, but because there's limited distribution, because
Yeah.
there was no production. They couldn't get production, right? Now they've got a machine that can do it. But if they go on the machine with the cost that they have, they're still not making enough money. So I got a feeling we're going to be able to get this person a wicked holiday by the end of this year.
That's amazing.
And I'll still end a discount. And I'll still discount my rate.
So
Because,
if
you
you're a
know, what are you gonna
listener, and you don't know your cost, you should call us. Well, one,
I love doing stuff like that.
you know Kenny's going to work for almost free now, but no, I'm just
Yeah, you know, apparently I discount no matter what. So quite frankly, whatever I say is a rate doesn't mean shit.
But seriously though, like this, it's a thing, right? Like, and you're right. Like it's really, really, really common for people not to know, which I don't really understand. But if you don't know, call us. Like, tweet us, call us, email us. Like, we'll figure you out. We'll at least guide
this was a
you
production. This was a production house, and I don't know a crap load about production.
Yeah.
I really don't.
Yeah.
Right? I just know that, you know, I mean, I can do some simple math. How many people? What are you paying per hour? How many hours? How many units an hour? And I can back it up into a single unit and say, yeah, this is more or less what your cost is per unit. And then if we're kind of unsure, pad it a little bit.
Yeah.
Because at the worst case scenario, you're going to get a wash back at the end of the year because we thought it was $1.50, and quite frankly, it was $1.32.
Yeah. Yeah.
Big shit. What you worry about is when you think it's $1.50 and it's actually $2.25.
Yeah.
And the problem is you just actually sold them for $2.10 to a distributor. So you lost 50 cents a unit. That's the challenge.
Wow. So crazy. So crazy. That's an amazing story.
No, it's a cool story because one, I
Yeah.
think I'm going to really be able to help them.
Yeah.
I honestly I really like this person.
Mm-hmm.
Just a really nice person. Like just a really, really nice person.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I think honestly, we're going to end up quadrupling their distribution. They're going to get product all over the place. And a lot of that's they're doing because they spent a fortune on a machine to do this. But the fact is, we're going to make her a crap load of money.
Nice.
Crap, which would be really nice. Yeah, absolutely, because that's what it's all about. And everybody will win. Consumers will win because they'll be able to get this product much easier, and it's a wicked product. Distributor's going to make money. Retailer's going to make money. She's going to make money.
Kenny, you're going to make some money in it.
Just
you're going to make some money too. I know.
Oh, I'm going to try to, but again,
can't be left out in the cold, man.
It became secondary today, or tertiary even. Well, whatever. Not the end of the world.
I get you.
I'm eating.
Hey, so we have a question. What was the question? The question was, so it was a follow-up to last week's question. So last week we talked about Amazon and kind of navigating the Amazon effect and all those sort of things.
Yeah.
And we talked about experiential and how small retail can win, right?
Yeah.
But the question was, okay, I'll actually read the question. So in your latest episode, you talk a lot about how small retail can compete against Amazon with personalized service. In the example of Phil's sports store, you mentioned you shop there because of Phil. But what happens if Phil wants to sell? Or what happens if Phil wants to go on vacation? How do you balance being the face of the store and not tying yourself to the store? So good question, right? I think.
It's a very good question.
Yeah, I think I think my 50 cents on this is I think you have to find a balance. That sometimes it's an art and not a science, right? Of how much of if it's Phil's sports store, how much of Phil needs to be in it. I think in the early days it's all going to be about charisma, right? Because small businesses don't work without the principal owner or the founder being all in 130% into the business, right? So I think in the early days it's got to be that. But I do think there are things that you can do that are experiential that don't require Phil, right? Like I think one of the examples that we gave last week was you think about that 6-minute mile that you run and the number of times you run it, and being able to track that, right? And then being able to give them something experiential at the end of, that gives them a sense of accomplishment. That doesn't need to be like a Phil prize, or I don't need to be anywhere near that, for that to be experiential. The store can do that and do that very well, right? So I think there are things there that you can do. And I also think that there are ways that you can track, with all the tools and technology and CRM and all that stuff, there's stuff you can transfer into systems that allow the staff to be able to emulate some of the things that I would do as the sole proprietor, that allow you to kind of transfer some of that personality, I think.
Well, I think at the end of the day, I think what, because I can give you 50 businesses that I know that's the challenge they have is that the owner is sort of the personality, right? And I know a lot of these people personally, the first thing I'd say to a lot of them say, "Oh, I can't leave." I'm thinking, first off, don't get too much of an ego that you can't even get out of your own building. Two, seriously, there's got to be at least one person in your building that you can train to be a mini you. And quite frankly, most people follow by someone who's leading by example.
Yep.
So if Phil's out there selling hard and Phil is doing the talk, if Phil wants to be able to take a holiday, then Phil needs to think of succession. Phil needs to look at his staff and his people. And you don't have to be a store of 75 people. 2 people. If there's only 2 baristas all week, don't hire a barista that has opposite values to you or will not follow your values.
Yeah.
So if Phil's the barista, then Phil needs to train a mini Phil.
Yeah. Yeah,
right?
I agree.
A person could have their own individual quirks and characteristics, but they need to follow the lead of Phil.
Yeah.
Right? I know it sounds easy and it sounds like a goofy answer, but that is your answer. Phil needs to breed Phils.
Yeah. I mean that's that answer is good for all sort. I mean, you think of think of social media, right? Like when you make an like a business Instagram or Twitter feed or Facebook feed for the business, there's a tone you set for the business, right? You kind of create a voice of like, here's the business voice, right? And so you never break from that voice, right? And so I think it does sound corny, but it absolutely true is you always have to set that tone, right? And so like it doesn't matter if I'm there or not. This is how
I want my business. Yeah. And the thing is, I think and I don't know if we're answering this properly for this person or not, but I think that really is the answer. And I know it sounds like a pat answer and a dumbass, the 10 greatest things to leadership bullshit book. It's not that. The reality is that person will set the tone for the store.
Yeah.
And what that person needs to be doing is looking for those other people that are just as interested and emulate the same tone you have. The problem most of these small business people get into is they also get to the point where they think they're bigger than they really are.
Yeah.
Right? When you can't go because, I'm so important, I can't leave the store. Not bullshit.
No. Yeah.
Get over it.
Yeah.
Lead by example. I know it sounds corny.
No, I don't think so.
But it's true. I think that's how it works.
That's how it works. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And in all aspects.
Yeah.
Right? I do a lot of contracting for larger people, and I've worked for larger people. And if in larger corporations, if they overpromised and underdelivered, everybody did.
Yeah.
At all levels.
Yeah. Yeah, because that's what you think is acceptable, right?
Exactly. And if you're at the top and you're yelling at the people below you, but you're doing the exact same thing, well, guess what? They're following the lead.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. What do you want from them?
I agree. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah.
We were all
That's
over
the question.
I
know we're all over the place. I don't know what
got
happened.
to politics and.
I know.
Did we do any business? Did we talk anything commerce? Oh yeah, we helped that person.
Yeah. We helped that person.
We talked leadership tonight. That was crazy. We were all over that one.
We talked leadership. We talked about some of your Google ad stuff as well.
Okay, we've done that.
Yeah, so we're good. We're good. Whew. Holy crap, man.
Another evening.
Holy crap balls. I know. Yeah, I've got there's a lady who does kind of like protein, kind of almost like those paleo bars a little bit.
Yeah. Similar to that, same idea.
Yeah.
Yada yada.
She just got into Loblaws. So she got into Loblaws, but she doesn't really know what she's doing. I'll wipe this out so she doesn't. So
take all this part out. But that might be one of the ones to come on. And again, it's not to embarrass her. There's only the three of us talking.
Yeah.
And then it's
and she needs it. Like she literally, like, every time I see her, she peppers me with like what do I do here? Like, is this legit? Like what's like she was like, what's a listing fee? And I was like, oh my god, like.
Yeah, but it's a legit question because who knows what that is?
It really is. I know.
Right? Who knows what listing? When you tell people, what do you mean? You pay to be on the shelf? You pay for the signs?
Yeah, and I had to walk her
through the whole. You mean you give them money when they discount it?
Yeah, and I had to walk her through the whole evolution. She was like, oh, okay, that's fine. And I go, oh no, but that's not the end of it. Like, that's the beginning of it. She's like, what are you talking about? I'm like, oh, well, you're gonna pay the $20,000. Like, she goes, I go, how much is your listing fee? She said $20,000. And I go, oh, so you're only in Loblaws. So you're in the 280, 75, 84 stores, whatever it is. And she goes, how did you know that? And I go, oh no, because if you quoted me $45,000, then I'd know you got into No Frills, Ayers, Fortinos, blah. And she goes, oh my god. And I go, yeah. So now that you're in, do you know what your program rate is? And she's like, what's a program rate? I'm like, oh, okay, well, you're probably going to be in that, like, you're in food, you're in the bar section. Maybe it'll be like a 5%. She's like, what's 5%? I'm like, 5% of your gross trade sales is going to be, you're going to have to pay into a marketing program. She goes, what does that get me? I go, well, do you want the Loblaws answer or you want the actual real answer? She goes, I go, okay, so here's the here's the Loblaws answer. And then here's what it actually means to you. She goes, oh, well, what if I want to get into a flyer? I go, oh no, flyers are totally
Oh,
different.
that's the different. That's over and
You
above.
gotta, yeah, that's over and
But
above. You gotta pay for the
hey,
insert. You gotta pay for the picture. You gotta send them free samples so they can take them home and eat them.
and if you want to take $1 off,
Yeah,
you got to give
yeah,
them $1.
yeah. You're gonna have to margin protect.
Exactly.
It's just like, say that again. And I'm like, oh yeah, no, like you.
And not
like,
percentage protect, absolute dollar protect.
I. She was like, what the? And I was like, listen, you're my friend, so I'm telling you all this. But if the next words out of your mouth is like, how much is this going to cost me? I'm going to bill you, because the spreadsheet I'm going to build out of this is going to be about 4 pages long. Like, it's going to like
basically
finish,
right now,
you know,
unless you
like,
really need to be in Loblaws,
yeah,
you might want to think this through.
it's too late. She's in. She signed everything already. So I said to her, do you have the 20? She goes, I don't know. I got to figure out where I'm going to get 20 grand. I go, why don't you tell him to deduct it off your first shipment? At least then you know what I mean? Like, do you have the cash? Like, she's like, I didn't even know I had to pay this. I'm like, oh my God. Like,
Why'd she sign anything?
I don't know. Like, so,
She should come on the show.
Yeah, she should come on the show. So. All right, that's the end of this Commerce Life. We'll be back soon with the next episode. Thank you for joining us. We hope you enjoyed it. Give us feedback. Tell us what you think. Subscribe, like us, join us, share us, tell your friends about us. And we hope to see you next time with more commerce news.